just made some dinner. It's looking good. Kind of just a mashup of what we got left in the kitchen tonight. I got a nice looking steak, and we got a little bit of a vegetable medley, and I'm gonna pour a nice glass of white wine with it. But yeah, we'll get to the fishing stuff in a bit. See you soon. Okay, hello everybody, it's Casey here from Silver Bullet Fishing, and today we're just going to be making a little bit of a video for changing of the seasons. We're transitioning from the winter and fall fishing season to the spring and summer fishing season, and welcome to the channel. But what we got is everything I own fishing related that's not a fishing rod. And I even have fishing rods out, actually. You can see I have a bass rod sitting right here. This is just an ugly stick, 6'6", and we were fishing some search baits the other day, seeing if we can get some early season bass. Anyways, that's not the point of this all right now. Right now, we are going to focus on getting everything changed over from the seasons. I fish all fall and winter with this Sims bag here. We got a nice 5-weight fly rod right here, but we're gonna ignore that. Fly fishing videos will be far in the future because quite honestly I suck, and you know, it'll be really fun to work on it with all you guys and get your guys' feedback and stuff. It'll be a blast, but we're gonna do that maybe next year. So back to what I was saying. We've got everything that I use for salmon and steelhead fishing. I fit in this bag here, and now we're not doing that. As of filming this, it is April 2nd, so on April 1st, most of my local rivers close to let the steelhead spawn and such. So we're going to be transitioning into bass fishing here. We're going to do some pre-spawn fishing. And it's going to be an adventure for everyone involved because I am not very nuanced with bass. I have caught bass before. Like I said, you know, I do some bass fishing. I just showed you my rod there with the 360 GT search bait on it. But this year, we're really going to be diving into it. And I do find it quite ironic. I've named my YouTube channel Silver Bullet Fishing. Right after we finished catching all the silver bullets. We are team silver bullet all the way, but for now we're going to be catching ditch pickles. So I'm going to get to work on all of this, and I will update you guys as I'm doing it, and I'm just going to kind of show you the process of getting the gear switched over from seasons. And then later on we're going to talk about some of the stuff I got today. Today I hit up Bass Pro Shops, as you can see, and I've picked up everything that I need to do some bass fishing. So once we get some of this more squared away, then we'll talk about some of our new gear, and we'll talk about what the plan is, and I'm going to run through the gear that I've gotten with you guys and show you what I got and why I got it. So stay tuned. So first things first, just before we start unpacking everything, I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of the gear that I have left over from last spring and summer season that I either did not get to throw or just didn't end up using for whatever reason. It's just kind of some of the mess. So let's get right into it. So I kind of just emptied out everything from these bags, which I had stored in my container here from last year, and we'll kind of just pick through some of this together. So we got topwater, kind of a plopper style bait here, and I did fish this once. As you can see, I've got a line on it to no success. Fish were not biting that day. I have these little flukes. These were actually from the dollar store, and what I was hoping to do with these was imitate rainbow trout, but I never quite got into the whole fluke fishing side of things. I had other priorities in life, so it's just something we never really got to, but I've got all these little flukes kicking around that I'm excited to try out this year. We've got classic rage tails. I'm really excited to throw these guys on some Texas rig later on this year. Same sort of thing, different color, different size, And as I said before, I am not a bass guy. I am salmon, steelhead, trout. So it's I'm not very nuanced with this kind of thing. So what I've been doing is just buying things in slightly different sizes and cycling through it all and seeing how it fishes, how it catches, and how it works for me. So we're gonna continue to do that. Anyways, moving on here, we got a big Lunker Hunt walking frog. They don't really make them this big naturally in my area, so I don't know if this is going to be any good, but I actually found this at the dollar store for I think $1.50, so I couldn't say no. We have some Bitsy Bug mini jigs. I believe these are called football jigs, but I don't really know what the correct terminology is for them, but it's a really interesting look. As you can see, they're weedless, and I'm definitely going to be tying these on this year. I have a strong suspicion that the bass in my local pond will bite these. Just didn't get around to it. We got 3/16 size here. We have leftover nail clippers. Just as a tip for you guys, nail clippers are wicked at cutting braid. Any other line, but specifically for braid, keep them in your wader pocket, and they're awesome. I would never go fishing without a pair of nail clippers if I were you guys. We have a mini shad. I don't know, I think this might work in my local pond. I'm not too sure where this came from, honestly, but I like the look of it. That is a leftover fishing license. This is a great frog for my local ponds. I have yet to get the topwater bite on a frog yet, but once again, we're going to be hitting the ponds hard this summer, and we're going to be getting some content. And I have high hopes that this frog is going to produce on the GoPro, because I would love to see a bass blow this up topwater. And this is kind of wrecked, but I just found this and took it home, so freeze free. This is a little flasher that I've gotten for free from a friendly fisherman that I met out on a pier, and I'll never forget this day, just for this flasher. You know, it just reminds me of that day. I was going for a dentist appointment. After my dentist appointment, I decided I was going to take a walk down to a local pier, and there was a very friendly fisherman there that taught me a little bit about crabbing and ocean fishing, and he just gave me this little flasher, and it's just a nice little memory. We've got some leftover tippet, and we have some leftover carnage of some more search bait. If you can't tell yet, I really like search baits. So that's gonna do it for our used gear, and we're gonna start to get this all cleaned up, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, so we've been at this for about an hour, and it's still quite the mess, but this actually is some decent progress. We have a start on putting salmon season away. Between this and this, we still have all the new bass things over here that we're going to be organizing into this box. We've separated some of our reels and just general fishing equipment over there. We have things that just get stored away, bait gears and rod and reel information. Soon we are going to start packing this up, and this is going to be our bag for the summer. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to start setting aside some trout stuff so I can put in that bag, just because we have so much more capacity, and you really never know when a trout opportunity is going to come knocking on your door, and you want to have at least something to catch a wild trout if you find them. So for now, we are going to round up all the bobbers in here, throw them in some water, see if they still float for the clear drift ones anyways, and we are going to start wrangling up terminal tackle, which is the real pain. So I will update you guys soon. Okay, so all we're going to do for this to test these bobbers out, we got a bunch of straggler clear drift bobbers, and sometimes they break, but you can't really see it, so obviously you're just going to want to inspect them for any cracks or fractures. And then just going to go to the sink, grab anything. We're gonna use this shaker cup today. Never mind that hummingbird feeder, that's just getting cleaned right now. But we're just gonna fill her up. And we'll take all of our bobbers individually and just inspect them and give them a dunk. Okay, so that's floating, and then I'm gonna put it down into the cup here, give it some shakes, pull it up. If there's no water in it, then it's good to go. Okay, and as you can see, this one here did take on water, so that means it's no good. So we're gonna toss that one out. And not that it really matters, but I guess you got a nice clean bobber now. So we're just gonna take the other couple sitting here and we're gonna rinse and repeat that process. Okay, we're gonna be nice and quiet here because it's now about midnight. We've been at it for about 2 hours and we have made some progress. So we have this bin packed up again with salmon stuff. You can see all the salmon things here. And these are some leftover trout things that I don't really want going in the summer bag. And here we have the trout things that I do want going in the summer bag. So what's going to happen is this is going to go away into my storage unit. This is a bunch of random stuff. Oh, nice old Abu Garcia reel. This is for salmon. This can go back. So this is all salmon gear and leftover trout gear, and we know we're not using it anytime soon, so we're going to get it out of our way and put it in the storage unit. This guy will get reorganized and put back in my car along with all the rest of my gear. As for all of this, for now we are going to put it to the side, and in the morning we will get all the terminal stuff figured out and we'll talk about what we're using. Alright, it's about time to go to bed. I will see you guys in the morning. Okay, it is the next morning, so good morning, welcome back. And I got an early start this morning and I've cleaned up the rest of the kit. And what we have now is just an overview of everything that is going to be going in my spring and summer bag. And I just wanted to film the rest of it. I could have started here, but I wanted to film the rest of it just so you guys can see how much work goes into being a multi-species fisherman. Anyways, let's get right to it. Okay guys, so we've got the chest cam out, which feels kind of stupid in my bedroom, but it's gonna help us to maneuver around and explain what we've got here and why it's going in the box. So we're gonna start with the soft plastics, and we have a big pile of that here. Now this pile of soft plastics is a combination of things that I got last year and things that I picked up yesterday for the upcoming season here. So starting off, we have just some soft paddle tails. As you can see, $3 from the dollar store. Couldn't resist. I was in there for other stuff. So those are in the kit, and we've got those sitting right here. Following it up, we got the classic Yum dingers. And these are going to be great for wacky rigs. So just classic pumpkin color, or sorry, green clown rather. It's pretty close to pumpkin. To be honest, I think I was just naive. I think I was looking for pumpkin. I probably got clown. This is something I picked up last year. On that note of the Yum dingers, we have some more Yamamoto bait. Great for wacky rigs. We got 4-inch here, and they are black with a blue sparkle in it. And what I wanted to do this year is really mix it up between blue and red, and I want to see which one is eliciting more strikes from the bass in my area, because I quite frankly have no idea. So between these two together, we're going to be learning how to more effectively fish the wacky rig. I have caught a fish on the wacky rig before. It's darn effective, but it's not something I've done a lot of. So on that note, in our terminal tackle box here, we have size 1 weedless wacky rig hooks, and I'm super excited to give these a try because a lot of the places that we're going to be fishing are fairly heavy cover. I've never had a weedless hook like this, so I am excited to see if it makes a difference. When it comes to weeds, a lot of times you're going to need something kind of torquey to get your bait through the weeds, so that's why we picked up a brand new Fluger President XT reel. I believe it's in 3000. Yeah, it's 3000. So yeah, we just picked this up yesterday and we have it spooled up with 30-pound test, which is going to be the heaviest line I've ever used. I know a lot of guys go heavier and they'll go to the 50s to the 65s. Me personally, being mainly a salmon and steelhead kind of guy, I'm used to 20-pound braid. That is my religion is 20-pound braid. So this is 30-pound. It's going to be a bump up for me. We're going to combine it with some different weights to see if we can punch through the weeds, and if need be, then I will go heavier. Another thing we might experiment with this summer is the high vis line you see everyone using. Now, me personally, I don't really believe in high vis line. I think it's super unnecessary. I think you should I think it's just better to feel it, you know. I know that it assists in seeing the bite, but I don't want to tie fancy leaders all day while I'm fishing for bass. That's just my personal philosophy. You know, I save my fancy line rigging techniques for salmon and steelhead, and when I'm out fishing for bass, I just want to enjoy myself. So we got a nice reliable reel with some 30-pound test on it. So we're gonna put that away and pair it with a medium action 7-foot ugly stick later on. You know, can't go wrong with that. Okay, back to the soft baits. We got Rage Tails. Once again, something that's going to be fun to try on the Texas rig. Once again, same sort of thing. Rage Tails, different size, different color. We're learning every day here, so we're just mixing it up, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. And we are going to get started right away Texas rigging those guys with some of these big offset shank extra wide gap hooks that we have here. We got 3/0, we got 2/0, we got more 2/0. These are slightly different. This is actually not extra wide gap. If you see these ones here, these are just G-lock, and these were from last year. We have size 1. These are extra wide gap, and I have not used these hooks very much. Last year I bought the G-locks to attempt to Texas rig things, and it worked, but it didn't work well. I didn't know I needed the extra wide gap yet. And if you'll see in the bottom of my tackle box, I kind of cut out pieces of the Gamakatsu packaging so that I can tell what I'm working with, just because I'm not used to a lot of this tackle and it's not first nature to me what is in my hand yet. As where with salmon gear, you know, I can pull different beads and different hooks and different weights, and I know I don't need to be told what it is. I can look at it in my hand and I can say, oh, that is a size 12 bead and I'm going to fish it on a 20 mil bobber, and etc, etc. I do not have that experience yet for the bass fishing, so what I like to do is cut out pieces of the packaging, put them in the bottom of the tackle box, and it's just a great tool and a resource to help you learn while you're getting used to everything. Okay, moving on. I'm super excited about these. Just your standard white flukes, but they are Z-Man. They are the super stretchy ones, and I've never had anything that's the super stretchy, durable plastic. I've never fished anything from Z-Man. I hear about it all the time, and I'm super excited to hopefully get some clearer water days and try out these flukes. I bet they're gonna just kill it. So that's another thing that we're gonna be Texas rigging. Moving on, we have some more Gary Yamamoto Senkos. We have some smaller ones. These are 3 inches, and we have black with red sparkle. I think that's called watermelon. Yeah, watermelon, black and red. And what the plan is with these guys is to fish it on the Ned rig, and we're gonna learn how to fish the Ned rig. That's gonna be something we get into a little later in the summer. First things first, when I get on the water this year, I'm gonna be focusing just on the wacky rig and also learning the Texas rig. Learning the Texas rig well, I should say. I know what the Texas rig is, obviously, but I'd like to be a little more nuanced with that. So anyways, yeah, we have 3-inch Senkos here for the Ned rig. Okay, last of all, we have Berkeley Gulps, and these are rainbow trout imitations. And I think these are going to be just perfect for a lot of my local waters, as we have rainbow trout out and about right now. Like I said, I'm fishing the bass ponds for the next couple months because a lot of the rivers are closed. Usually we'd be doing river content, but you know, the steelhead just arrived and are spawning and such. And you know, one of the places I do a lot of bass fishing actually happens to be right next to a river, and when it floods over into this pond. So I know that these bass have been exposed to rainbow trout before, little ones probably about this size. So I have super high hopes for these, and you know, we're gonna be just doing the regular kind of Ned rig, Texas rig sort of thing with this, and we're just gonna see how they do. So moving into the terminal tackle, well, mainly terminal tackle box here, we have probably my favorite section, which is just search bait galore. There's all sorts of different colors and sizes in here. I do need to stock up on some of the different jig heads. We have so many bodies. The unfortunate thing with search bait is that you buy them and they come with 3 bodies and 1 jig head, and I absolutely hate that, because what happens to the jig heads is they'll actually break, you know, the hook bends, the hook snaps, or you'll get them where they have, let's see, is this one like it? They'll get shaky heads. There's little, you can hear it? Now, I don't know if that attracts fish or not, but with these search baits, they don't start like this, but after some heavy use, I always find they have a little shake in the head. And I personally feel like I catch more fish before this happens. It seems counterintuitive. You'd think they'd like the noise, but just my personal superstition on the search bait is that you want to stop using them when the head rattles. But if you have no better options that day, then I'm gonna send it with the rattly head search baits. Moving on, we have, I think I already talked about this, just kind of a popper. Don't imagine I'll be using this much, but it's super cool and I'm happy to have it in the box. We have frogs galore over here, and a couple mystery little mini shads. I have no idea where these came from, but I don't know. We'll try throwing them maybe in some shallower water for maybe some crappie or something like that. But they will go in with the frogs. Then moving on, we have kind of a more random selection of paddle tail baits. We have, you know, just straight tubes. We've got some snapped off Senkos. I don't know what they're going to be useful for, but they're still in decent shape, so I don't want to throw them out. And then we have, you know, those dollar store paddle tails I was showing you guys earlier, and I'd be really excited to throw these in some clear water. Over here we have the Bitsy Bug, and this is something that I'm going to probably be fishing a little bit later in the year, just because I don't know what's up with these guys yet. I know you want to throw a trailer on here. If you guys know how to effectively fish these, please let me know. I would definitely appreciate the help. So we got Bitsy Bug. I think they're both 3/16, and from what I've heard, 3/16 is actually a lot heavier than it says when it comes to the Bitsy Bugs. So we've got 2 of them, and that's what we're working with. And then we have a chatterbait that I found on the riverbank. I think these were getting used to target steelhead, which is crazy. But anyways, yeah, I just found this in a rock. And then we have another chatterbait that I bought yesterday. In hindsight, this hook is probably too big, but that is okay. Once again, something we're going to be fishing later in the year, learning more about our trailers and how everything is punching through the water with all this bass gear. So we'll put all that away. As far as the other terminal tackle, we have 1/0 hooks for drop shotting. We have size 1 hooks for drop shotting. And then for Texas rigging, we have a bunch of different offset, shank, and G-lock worm hooks. These are 2/0 G-lock worms. We have 2/0 extra wide gap. We have 3/0 extra wide gap that I just kind of pulled out of the bottom of my bag. I don't know when I bought them. We have size 1 offset shank. And I know that 3/0 is a more popular choice for these offset shank extra wide gap hooks. that being said, I know that a lot of the bass I'm fishing for are on the smaller side, and we are going to go with some smaller, extra wide gap hooks and see if it can still accomplish the mission, still get it done. I think we'll be just fine with 2-aught. Moving back to the soft plastics, a couple more here I forgot to mention. We have the Gary Yamamoto Fat Baby Craws. I think these would be great, possibly on a Ned rig, as well as just the regular Texas rig, maybe the drop shot. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these guys yet, but they are in the bag, and I'm sure we'll find a use for them. As I mentioned, a lot of the bass are on the smaller side that we fish for, so I'm sure that there is a time and a place for a baby craw. And then we just have some pretty standard flukes, regular paddle tail stuff, super similar to these actually, just a little bit bigger. And I am super excited to get into the fluke fishing. Actually, it's probably the thing I'm looking forward to most. I just hear so many good things about it, and it looks like a blast. Moving back here, we have some size 1 hooks, 1/8 ounce weight, shroom jig heads, and these are going to be for the Ned rigs. I know that these aren't your traditional Ned rig style jigs, but it's what the store had. They were sold out of everything else, and I honestly think that they will work fine. If you have a different opinion, think that this won't work for the Ned rigs, please let me know. I'd love to hear why. And I'm not saying that sarcastically, I honestly mean it. I think it's going to be great. Besides that, all that's left to talk about in this box really is just the tungstens. We have some 3/8, we have some 1/16, and we have some 1/8. Oh, we also have size 1 hooks here for drop shotting. That will pretty much do it for this tackle box. So that can go right into the bag, honestly. That is ready to go. We are ready to catch some bass. Woo! Now, moving on to the trout gear. I went a little overboard with this. If you'll remember earlier in the video, I mentioned you always want to be ready for trout, or I do personally. I love when I see a trout opportunity and I don't want to waste it, so we've got lots of good stuff in here. I'm sure lots of trout anglers are a little jealous looking at this box right now. I may have gone a little bit overboard during gear season for steelhead. I found a pretty small run of steelhead, and they were just loving the gear. So we have left over from that, plus just things I found while cleaning up my whole setup. Plus I bought a couple things yesterday. Like yesterday I bought this MEP spinner. Actually, all 3 of these right here I bought yesterday. Just your kind of standard run-of-the-mill MEPs. We have size 6 Sea-Wash hooks, or I don't know how other people say this, Sea-Wash or Sea-Wash. But here in our local rivers, we have to have single barbless hooks. So for guys like this, we have the little Vibrax Blue Fox here, and it comes with a treble. So we just use those Sea-Wash hooks to replace the trebles so that we can fish these guys in rivers. But we may end up fishing some of these in ponds if the weeds aren't too heavy. Either way, if a trout comes, I am ready. As well, we have some flies here. We also have we also keep my absolute favorite, the trout magnet kit, on us at all times. And I had some kind of accident lately where most of the jig heads fell out of this, which is really disappointing. So I have all these trout magnets, perfectly good trout magnets, great for catching trout. And I only have 2 golden jig heads left. So I need to order some more off Amazon. I looked for them in Bass Pro yesterday, couldn't find them. Don't know why, but that is the trout situation. Moving on to some more terminal stuff, we've just got a big old bag of some extra stuff here. You see crane swivels, we got size 1 octopus hooks for drop shotting, We've got assortment of tiny hooks for trout fishing, all barbless. We've got, what are these, some squirt heads. Just a bunch of extra terminal stuff that you want to have in the bottom of your bag. That being said, this is my little egg weight container. I never take this out of my kit. I don't know why. I love it. I use it all the time. We've got all sorts of different runners and egg weight sinkers in here, and yeah, that is what it is. We have a couple bags of bobber stops, and these are going to be useful in the summer for the bass, mainly just for pinning up Texas rigs. So I imagine I'm going to be using quite a few of these, but we always like to have lots and lots and lots of these around. It's just something I buy every time I get into the tackle shop, because you never want to run out of these. You're going to have a bad day if you run out of these, and they make life so much easier. So just keep extras if you can. There's a couple different styles of bobber stops you can buy. I prefer these ones. I am a little bit skeptical about putting these on my Texas rigs because of the bright green color, but I in the green water and amongst the weeds, I don't imagine it's going to be a problem, but I guess we'll see. Moving on, we have what usually holds all my terminal tackle for salmon fishing and steelhead fishing, but we've kind of just repurposed it for the summer. It's going to sit in my bag. It's going to be the swivel holder, and I'm going to try and put any garbage terminal tackle in here and any garbage fishing line in here, and kind of just let this be a mess so that we don't end up littering, because we don't want to be litter bugs. Clean up after yourselves while you're fishing. Don't leave your terminal tackle and line everywhere. I'm going to be mad when I clean it up. And yes, that means you. Every single person. Clean up your fishing stuff. Moving on, we have just some pretty standard pliers. They're P-line. I like them because they clip to your gear. Super convenient. We carry some old scissors. And we carry our nail clippers that I love so much. And last but not least, we have just a couple different kinds of line that we're going to be throwing in the bag. We have P-line, floor clear, 6-pound test. And what I like to do for this is essentially my leader for trout fishing. I tie this to braid with a double uni knot, and that is how I trout fish, and I've had no problems with that. Great success. And yeah, braid to floor clear is perfect for these little trout around here. We have 15-pound leader. This is used for steelhead season, but I am going to be throwing it on the end of the 30-pound braid occasionally for the bass when they're spooked. I know it's flipped around, but you'll just have to trust me. It's your regular run-of-the-mill 15-pound Seaguar braid. Stuff is great. And finally, we have some 6-pound. If for whatever reason I feel like switching it up from the fluoro clear, I can always go to the 6-pound Seaguar. This is what I was doing before I started doing the fluoro clear with double uni knot. I would throw whatever mono or fluoro on my line, and then I would go to 6-pound Seaguar. And it has always worked great for me, but I just really prefer this. So I don't know what else I'm going to use this for, so it might as well be in the bag in case something happens to this, or I run out, or whatever have you. But essentially these two are going to serve the same purpose, just give us some more options. Okay. So, with all that being said, we are going to get the bag packed up. Okay, and with all that done, we are ready for the spring and summer fishing season. So we have our new Pacific Sun fishing bag that was given for Christmas last year, all packed up, and it's hanging out with our friend Gort right now. That's Gort the capybara. He's a good guy. Anyhow, I'll just show you guys a little bit of how this looks all packed up. So up here we've got all our things for cutting. The nail clippers are down there as well, and they'll just stay in the top, and this will be a little bit of junk drawer too. And then flipping this open, we've got all of our GoPro things. I have a pole in here as well as the chesty mount. The fishing license is also going to stay in here because it'll be nice and dry. We have a nice little pocket for our sunglasses here, and we've got a nice pair of native sunglasses in there. Really loving those so far. And then in the top pouch here, we have everything we need for bass fishing. Lots of extra space left over. We've got the drink holder on the side here. Moving down to this side pocket, this will be all of our bobbers. So we've just got quite an assortment in there. And I'm hoping that will hold me over for the remainder of the season. Coming over to this pocket over here, we have little Hotties hand warmers. I have really bad circulation in my hands, so even if it's, you know, only even if it's like 5 Celsius in the morning, my hands get really cold, so I like to have those so I can stay nice and warm while I fish. And then in the bottom pocket, we have the trout gear, as well as all of our extra line. And that is how the setup is going to get run for the summer, and I am super excited to get it on the water. So that will conclude the video. So we've talked about switching over from the seasons to your new fishing gear. We've talked about the things that I've got to try and be successful bass fishing this year, and I will see you guys on the water very soon. I'm excited to start making some videos. So with that, this has been Casey from Silver Bullet Fishing, and I will see you guys soon.